Now, since I already have all the tools that I could possibly need, I bought some more. These are just a few tools from Japan I just picked up and thought I'd do a quick little unboxing tool haul video and show you what I got. Hey, what's up YouTube? Dan the Fix-It Man. Got another quick video here for you. Just picked up a few new tools from Tone and Koken, which are Japanese brands of tools. I'll just start kind of here on this side. I picked up this socket set from Tone. This is the HS312. You know, just a pretty standard 6-point socket set. This is also a full set, 8 through 19, with no skipped sizes. Can't really remember the last time I used a 9mm socket, but if any of you have, feel free to let me know in the comments. But very happy that it does have every size. I really don't like the skipped sizes, so 8 through 19, and these are machined very well. You can see that they're almost kind of like a satin finish on the one side and then a polished chrome on the other. But the thing that I thought was kind of interesting, I almost tried to put the socket back in backwards. You can see that the first few, 8 through 12, they have the chrome on the socket holder side, but the 13 through the 19 has got the chrome on the opposite side. So it's a little bit different, probably take a little bit of getting used to for that, but it comes on this socket rail, just an aluminum rail. It's nice, pretty standard, pretty basic, but they fit on there nicely, and they have the little ball detent, so they're held in place well. As far as the depth on these, I'm just going to grab a Craftsman socket because that's kind of a standard one that a lot of us might be familiar with. And you can see that they're slightly longer than a traditional short or shallow socket. Not by much, but you can see that there is a little bit of a difference there. You know, I wouldn't call that a mid-length, even though that is a little bit deeper, a little bit longer. Let's take a look at like one of the bigger ones here. The 18, you can see, same thing, is also a little bit taller. Not a huge difference there, but... And finally, we'll do a quick comparison with the 10. Same thing, the Craftsman's just a little bit shorter. So that's the HS312, and I'm excited to start using these. Now moving on the Tone, I just picked up this 72 tooth RH3FH flex head ratchet, which is a 3/8 drive. Let's just cut these little zip ties off here. The reason I got this is because I had already purchased this one here. And really kind of the reason that I found some of these tools is because of this smaller one here. This little 3/8 drive 1/4" body ratchet is kind of what introduced me to this brand, Tone. And I saw a couple other review videos on this. And that's why I had picked this one up. And then that's now expanded into quite a few more tools here. But this one here, the flex head, I'm happy with that. I like the little detent ball, how this stops at each one of these little grooves. So you can kind of set your angle, which is nice. Feels really smooth. And the ratcheting mechanism also feels smooth. And the lever here on the back, the shift lever, feels fine. If you push it here to the left, that's to tighten or clockwise. And to the right, that's to loosen or counterclockwise, which is what I'm used to on most of the ratchets that I have, so I do like that. Also, this has got the quick release button on the back. Usually I've got real greasy hands when I'm working on a car, so I do like the fact that you can just hit that, pull off a socket, and change it really quick. And that does feel very good in your hand. It's very comfortable. A satin finish, similar to the other one here. Fits in the hand well, and I like the flex head. Now, as far as the length on this is just under 9 inches in length. So it's got a good amount of leverage, but not too long, so you'll still be able to swing this when loosening something. I do use a lot of the Milwaukee, the M12 series of battery-powered ratchets, but sometimes you just need the old standby, and there's just certain things that you can do with these and get into certain places that the electric or battery-powered ratchets can't. I also picked up this little thumb wheel. This little spinner right here, this little thumb spinner that goes on the end of the ratchet. Having this little thumb wheel here gives you that extra little bit of leverage, and it's really comfortable to use. It's got a good comfortable knurling here on the side, and I think I'm really going to like using that. Combined with the flex head, I think this is something that I'll really enjoy using. So moving on, let's set this one aside and go on to the next stuff. Again, this is that one. I've already done a review or showed this ratchet because it's that 1/4" body and still has a 3/8 drive ratchet. Been very happy with this, and again, this is part of the reason for this tool haul. I just wanted to show it out here as part of this collection, but very happy with that. And this one here is the RH3CH. All right, now moving on to this other half of the tailgate here. This is the Koken brand of sockets. These are the Z series or ZEAL series 3/8 drive 12-piece set. Just like the Tone was a 12 12-piece set, but this is a little bit different. This does not have a 9mm, but it does have a 7. So this starts at 7, 8, skips 9, and then goes 10 all the way to 19. And I like these because these are shallow. These are a lot shallower than a traditional shallow socket. So let's just do another quick comparison here. We'll grab the 14 Craftsman so you can see the difference here. As you can see, shallower than a standard depth or a shallow depth socket. I'm just using the Craftsman because they're pretty universal and a lot of people have these. But yeah, very excited about the depth there and very excited to start using these. Now let's just jump ahead here to the Koken socket wrench or ratchet that I picked up. This is the 3725Z. So this is a 72 tooth ratchet. By the way, these are both 72 tooth as well. They've got this little handle. It's almost like it's hard, but it's a little bit of a cushion grip. Now this is a shorter ratchet. This one here is right about 7 inches in total length. This is a very compact head that I do like. Now, so is the Tone. These are both very compact heads compared to a lot of the other older ratchet styles. And that teardrop design that's just very low profile will fit into lots of small spaces. But one of the things that this ratchet is known for is having very minimal back drag. So let me just show you. I know you can't feel that, but Project Farm did a comparison with a lot of different ratchets. And I think this one was the best as far as the least amount of back drag. The mechanism in here is just so smooth. And that's super important for me. I also got the thumb spinner here from Koken. Just pop that in there. On the lever here, it's a little bit thicker than the Tone. This Tone one's a little bit lower profile, but it's real easy to switch one way or the other. Now, I had kind of bought this in a hurry. I don't know why. I wasn't in a rush. I just I saw it, clicked on it, bought it. This one here does not have the quick release button, just like the Tone one that I showed you. But the Koken Z series ratchets do have the option of a quick release. I would probably get that just because, like I said, my hands are always greasy, and a lot of times it's hard to pull these off or get to them. But where the Koken socket differs is this machining here on this side does make it easy to pull off, even with just your fingertips. So you don't necessarily have to have that push button. That's just something that I like and something that I'm used to. I think though the trade-off here with how smooth this ratchet is, I think I'll be using this one still quite a bit as well. But that's the Koken ratchet and socket and thumb spinner. We'll just pop those back down. Now this, I just threw this in here. I've already done a review on these impact wheel nut sockets from Koken, but the set that I bought comes with 17, 19, and 21. And the 22 comes separately for some reason. So I was able to buy this. This comes with a little protective plastic sleeve, which is great to protect your rims or your nice wheels. Been using the impact wheel sockets. I just needed to add this here because the 22 a lot of times on a Honda, like a Pilot or even a minivan, I believe, uses a 22. And so do some GM trucks. But nice to have. These are thinner wall than your typical impact socket, and they fit into some nice tight spaces. All right, now I kind of saved the best for last, or the thing that really intrigued me the most. Not this universal, this is great too, but and by the way, this little rail, I bought this separate just to house a few of these sockets. I purchased these sockets just one at a time. I didn't want to buy the entire set. I think the whole set of these nut grip sockets, which is what these are, was about 200 bucks. And I really just thought I wanted to try these out first. Now, I kind of do wish I had them all, but the 8, 10, 12, and 14 is what I ended up purchasing on these nut grip sockets. And basically what they do, and I have shown these in another video, but basically they have a little teeny ball detent, 2 of them, one on either side, which will hold on to a fastener while you back it out or while you're putting it in. Let me show you a quick little demonstration. This is the tailgate of my Toyota Tundra. I'm just going to move the camera over here and back out a nut and show you how it holds on to it. By the way, I didn't mention here, but on the Koken, the shift lever to the right here is actually to tighten, and to the left is to loosen. So it's actually the direction. It's almost like there's a little point here on this side. So that's just how you we know that this one is. And here I'm going to use the little thumb spinner here. We'll back this one out. And let's see if that nut grip will hold onto this bolt here. There you go. That's exactly what that's designed to do. You see that? Look at that. That little nut grip or nut hold function just holds onto that really in a perfect way. I mean, they really knew what they were doing when they designed that. That's huge. Now, not only taking it out, but putting it back in. You know, if you're reaching down into an engine bay, timing belts, or whatever you're doing down there, how many times would you love to not have to stuff a piece of paper or some tape or whatever we've done in the past? I've got some little magnetic inserts and a few other little things. I even bought some magnetic extensions trying to come up with something to hold onto a nut or a bolt. But this thing does it. And it's metal, which I like. These are like little metal, it's like a little metal wire that wraps around there. Now, I think Tone makes a nut hold function or something like that as well. But I was able to find these ones, and I like the price, so I ended up purchasing these ones. Now, I ended up buying these just individually, and I think they're pretty spendy. They're about 10 or 12 bucks each socket, but I really wanted to have these, at least in these sizes, just to try them out. Now that I've used them a little bit, I like them, and I think it would be completely worth buying the entire set. But super, super neat function there, just to have that. You know, you can see how easily that holds on there. Definitely happy that I bought these. Oh, also this little universal wobble. I really like this one from Koken, and this had a lot of really good reviews. A lot of people talked about how smooth this was and how nice that was. Now, this is a lot nicer than your traditional universal joint, which would flex sometimes way too far. This just seems to be the right amount. And, you know, I also prefer this over a wobble extension. Seems like you have a little bit more control, and you know, those wobble fix extensions, sometimes you go too far and it locks them in place or fixes them in place. So I'm real happy with this here too. And that's pretty much it for today. I hope you guys liked the video. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you don't mind. That does help me out. Now, if you decide to pick up any of these tools, I'll get all of the part numbers and links in the description for you. Thanks so much for watching, and good luck.